Hello Simplifiers, how are you doing? My name is Diana, this is Diana Simplifies, and today we are doing our monthly 10 Minutes Better. This is a collaboration with Melinda from Melinda Plain and Simple, and this month the theme has to do with fairy tales. Now, I went back and looked at what her theme was. I thought she had originally told me something about hobbies, and I said to her, I really don't have any hobbies, so what I'm going to do for my 10 Minutes Better is, this is my Noah's Ark right here. I've probably had this 25 to 30 years, hard to see. I'm going to take it down and move it. I'm just going to dust this. I haven't, I dust pretty frequently, but I haven't gotten up here and seriously dusted in a long time. Just going to be keeping it real. I probably did a little, dust, a little something real quick like that, but not a real dust. So for my 10 Minutes Better, I'm just going to dust my little Noah's Ark. Now, if you know me at all, I am a Bible-believing Christian. I do not believe that Noah's Ark is a fairy tale. I believe that the Bible is real and that God is real and that God sent Jesus, his son, to die on the cross to save us from our sins and to resurrect on the third day. That is what I believe as a Bible-believing Christian. So just want to make it clear to everybody at the beginning, Noah's Ark is not a fairy tale to me, so I didn't want there to be any confusion there. I'm not here to preach a sermon, but I did just want to say, just want to make sure we all know, I do not believe the Bible is a fairy tale. But this is how this speaks to me, if you will. I need to dust this. It's a 10-minute or less project, probably a lot less than 10 minutes. Thanks as always for being with me. If you like my content, please like this video, please subscribe, and join my YouTube family. We'd love to have you here. And I also do Monday motivational videos. I love doing those for you guys. I'm a longtime cleaning lady if you're new here, so just throw that out there. I've been cleaning houses for 25 years now. So anyway, I like to show you how to do things very simply, as easy, quickly as humanly possible, because who wants to clean all day? Not me. All right, so let's get into the video now. Okay, I've got everything down. The first thing I'm gonna do, this is my lint-free cloth. I use these a lot. I'm going to climb up here and just dust the top of this off because it clearly has not been done in a while. And that's that. Okay, so here's my ark and my little animals 2x2. I'm glad I left the stickers on some. So these are stone critters, littles is what they're called. And I don't know if they still sell these. They used to sell them like at card and gift type of stores. I don't think it was Hallmark, but something like a Hallmark store in one of the malls. How long has it been since somebody's been to a mall? I haven't been to a mall in years. We have kind of like a drive up to the shops mall in one of the towns close to me, so I have been to that one in the last 10 years, but I really haven't been to a mall, a regular, go inside of a mall in a long time. Now, here's the ark. I think they had a super expensive one. I want to say now, like I said, this was 25 to 30 years ago. I think they had one that was bigger than this, was like $80 or something. We were a very young married couple. We've only been married, I think it's, what are we at? We're at 31 years now. I can't remember. 31 years. We were married in 1992. So we're right around 31 years. We've been in this house 29 years. So I can't remember when I got this actually. I can't remember if I had part of this before we moved into this house. I kind of think I didn't. So I probably had 25, 27 years. Well, anyway, back then we did not have a lot of money. So I believe there was a larger ark and it was very nice, but I was like, yeah, $80. I don't think so. So I feel like this one was around 35 or 40. And so let's see, is this called, I took the tag off of this. So it doesn't say exactly what it is, but it goes with these little stone critter littles, although of course they're huge in reference to this ark. They're too large, but anyway, it's just a kid thing, it's fun. So this is just something that I've had all these years. Melinda had asked me a few questions about the ark. She was like, did your parents have an ark? No, my parents did not have an ark. I don't want to drop this because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't cheap. My parents did not have an ark. I do have a tiny little kid ark that I always had growing up that I just, kind of funny, just recently found when I was decluttering in one of the other rooms. This actually isn't that dusty. Our house, I just mentioned in a Monday motivation, our house is not that dusty. Thank the Lord, because I mean, I haven't dusted this in years. I mean, it just looks fine. So anyway, I'm just thankful I don't have a dusty house, because I know a lot of people, their house is just super dusty. So I'll show you my cute little ark. I can't get the top on here correctly, but the top is supposed to sit on here all the way down. I don't know if something's warped or something, but it's supposed to sit like this. It is so cute. I've had this since I was a little girl, and I'm so glad I found it. It's one of those things, out of sight, out of mind. I forgot I had it, but this is stuck together. This is really cute. Okay, if I can get them out. I cannot get them out. Okay. You have little people. I guess this is Noah. And little animals 2 by 2. So this one is just precious. This is actually cuter than the other one. Two little somethings. I'm not sure what these are, just little somethings. These look like giraffes. That could be camels, although I don't really see a hump on their back. 2 little giraffes. They both have a little eyeball. 2 little somethings. I don't know what these are, but I remember playing with this and having a good time. Looks like I lost a sheep. I lost a sheep. 2 little blue somethings. What are these supposed to be, cows? I don't know. Looks like I only have 1 sheep. That's kind of sad, so I lost a sheep. But I mean, hey, I'm 54 years old. The fact that I have any of this is shocking, right? So one of these is Noah and one is his wife, I'm assuming. And as we know from the story, Noah was made fun of. God told him to build the ark. He was completely and totally made fun of. He said these people had never seen rain before. The water, as I understand it, came sort of from the atmosphere. So the rain wasn't coming down like it does now. There was just water coming up, maybe like dew or something, and it was watering the earth at the time. So nobody had ever seen rains, much less heavy rains, much less flooding. And God told Noah, you need to build this huge ark. There's actually, I haven't been to it, but the Ark Encounter is built, to scale, from my understanding of never being there, according to what the Bible told Noah to do. And Noah's neighbors made fun of Noah because he was out there building a boat and there had never been rain before. So, and then, it went on. Apparently I finally got it situated correctly. It went on, so that's nice. So that's my little ark from childhood. But Noah was made fun of. Noah was a righteous man. God was speaking to him. He was telling him what he wanted him to do. And Noah got out there. And also, one of the things you may not know if you just heard the little kid story, Noah was a preacher of righteousness. So while he was building the ark, he was also preaching to his neighbors and his friends. Or I'm not sure they were his friends because they were laughing and mocking him. But he was out there nonetheless telling people about God, and the floods were going to come. But these people had never seen rain. They thought that Noah was, cray-cray. And so they just mocked him, which, when you think about it, how sad to just be mocked by all your neighbors. But, you may live a life such that you may have neighbors that mock you and make fun of you as well. So you might, on a smaller scale, be able to relate to Noah in that way. If you've been mocked, I think a lot of us were mocked for whatever when we were in school. You listen to people now talk about how they were bullied at school. So you can if you were ever bullied at school or anywhere else on a sports team, you can probably relate to Noah in some way. So anyway, the rains came. Everyone and the animals went 2 by 2, just like these little animals are 2 by 2, into the big ark. And the rains came. God shut the door. Noah didn't shut the door. God shut the door on Noah and his family and the animals 2 by 2. And as you know how the story went, it rained and rained and rained and rained and rained and it rained and it just rained and it flooded and the people unfortunately died. They were very wicked and God killed them with the rainwater. So, that part of the story is not uplifting. But what is uplifting was that one day Noah and his family and the animals were finally able to come out of the ark. If you remember, he kept sending birds out. I think he sent out a raven Y'all don't quote me. I think he sent out a raven. I didn't look at it before I started this. Probably should have. I think he sent out a dove, and the dove brought back a little leaf, or was it an olive leaf? And that was when Noah saw the olive leaf, that's when he knew something was growing, there was vegetation, and it was time, there's the sheep, to leave the ark. So that part of the story is very uplifting. Also, God told Noah, I'm going to put the rainbow in the sky, and that is going to be your sign that I'm never going to flood the earth again. Now that we've had flooding, but he's never going to flood the entire earth again and do this sort of damage and that sort of thing. So that was his promise. When you see the rainbow in the sky, you can just remember Noah's story. And if you're not familiar with it, it's just in the book of Genesis. I don't remember which chapter of Genesis, but Genesis is the first book of the Bible, and it's toward the front of Genesis. I don't know if it's definitely between chapters 1 and 11. I want to say it's like maybe chapter 6. So anyway, somewhere between 1 and 11, the people, Ken Ham, that did the Ark Encounter and the Creation Museum, their whole focus is Genesis 1 through 11. That's how I know it happened, somewhere between 1 through 11, because that's their whole focus, is like the Ark and creationism and all that. Okay, so your little Bible lesson for today. I have dusted everything. Again, it really didn't look that bad. I figured there would at least be cobwebs or something stuck to it from the ceiling, but I didn't really see anything. So now I'm gonna put my stuff, put it back together over here, and I will be all finished. Thanks again for joining me, and I'll show you the final product up close over here in just a second. Oh, I did want to mention, I don't know if I've mentioned this, but this has this cute little hole in it, and one little grouping sits there. So I've had, what are these, hippopotamuses? I've had them in there, but I may put the lambs in there. Let me see if the lambs will fit, because Jesus is the Lamb of the world. I think I didn't have the lambs in there because they don't fit. Okay, I'll put hippos back in there. So anyway, I'm gonna flip you around and we'll get this finished. Okay, here's the finished. They've all been dusted. I've placed them back. I did want to say, I put the little lambs here in the front, and I also have this cute, it's the lion and the lamb laying down together. We know, I believe it's in the book of Revelation, it talks about the lion and the lamb will lay down together. When Jesus comes again, all will be made new, all will be made right with the world. And so I did just put the hippos back in there, the little slot right there. So anyway, there's that. I'm going to show you Mila real quick if I can get a hold of her. Hang on. Mila's sitting here wanting to talk to us, and I just want to show her, because in my Monday motivation, I talked about that. This is my beautiful cat, Mila. She's been going to the eye specialist, and I want you to just look how cute she is and her pretty eyes. And the last time I went to the eye specialist, the doctor made some strange comments and just flat out, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, said she needs to have her eye removed. And as you can imagine, I was a little freaked out. What she said, I didn't quite elaborate in my other channel, my other video. So if you're still here, I'll just finish the story. Basically what she said was that Mila, there's an area behind her eye. She's got all this expensive equipment that she uses. There's this area behind her eye that she cannot see. And I guess because she cannot see, and really after she said this about her eye, I wasn't with it enough to, ask her, can you expound upon what you're talking about? Which is what I should have done. But when you're sitting in a doctor's office and they're telling you terrible news, you're just, in the moment, you're like, all I could think was, what? What are you even talking about? So basically what I remember her saying was there was an area behind her eye she can't see. And I guess to her, that means, and she's an eye expert, I get that, she's a specialist. To her, that means that there must be a tumor back there. What she said was, in dogs, the tumor is benign. She said in dogs, it's always benign. And what I wish I'd asked her was, if it's benign in dogs, do you still remove the eye? Does the eye have to be removed? There's no way to go get the tumor. That's the part I'm not getting. If we're going to do an eye surgery, we can't go get the tumor. If it's benign, this was the part I wanted expounded upon. And, you know, now I wish I'd asked these questions, but of course I did not. I guess I could call them and ask them, maybe could they explain it to me. You always have to leave them a message, but I could do that. But anyway, this was the story I heard. It's always benign in dogs. I've never seen it in a cat. But, you know, I can't remember how she said it. I think we need to remove her eye. I don't remember how she worded it. The part I remember is remove her eye. That's the part I remember. And to give a little context to this, in case you're wondering, why don't I just jump on this remove her eye thing? A year prior, I had taken Ranger to her. My vet had tried to get rid of whatever was going on with Ranger's eye. I had been to this eye expert before. She's the only one within hours of here. I think there's one about 4 hours from here, so I could, in theory, take Mila there. I really prefer not to do that, but I could. Okay, so, but I've had dealings with this eye expert before. We had one before her who was wonderful. So it's not that I'm not for any expert. I'm totally for an expert. But I paid that guy about a third of what I've paid this lady. I mean, really less than that. Just very little. Paid him very little. He was older. He really knew what he was doing. My regular vet couldn't get the problem solved with Ranger's eye. Really all Ranger, I think, needed was a stronger antibiotic. And so my vet was using the antibiotics he's used to dealing with. When I took, the very first time, I took Ranger to the same eye specialist, this lady that Mila's been going to, the very first day she said, I believe Ranger needs eye surgery and it's gonna be $2,000. The very first day. And it wasn't eye removal. It was something about, I can't remember, something about a flapper. I didn't know what she was talking about. Same as this other, I don't know what she's talking about. And I said, $2,000, and y'all gotta know, I love my vet. My vet has never charged me more than about $400 to do a surgery. My vet has done so many things for us. We've had so many pets, so many surgeries, blah, 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 on and on and on in the last 30 years. He's done so many surgeries for me. I've never spent that much. I've never spent near that much on a surgery ever. So, you know, you can say I'm cheap, frugal, whatever you want to call it. I'm not spending $2,000 on a surgery for this dog. When my vet, I'll just ask my vet, what do you think? You know, and I even talked to him and I said, she said $2,000. He's like, we'll figure out what it is. We'll do it here. So what ended up happening though, because I said, oh no. I said, my dog has got to be around 12 years old and I love Ranger. Y'all know I love Ranger. I said, we've never had a dog last past 15. I said, I'm not doing a $2,000 surgery on a 12-year-old dog when I've never had a dog last. Really, my dogs and cats both. 15 is about it for us. We know people who've had cats live 20, 21, 22. Not us. 15 is like the limit and it's usually way less. So Ranger's in good health. But what ended up happening when I said, oh no, we're not, $2,000, no, absolutely not on not an eye surgery. If it was like a hip surgery or leg, you know, something, we'll think about it. But my vet, again, he does those type of surgeries. He's not going to charge me $2,000 for that. Anyway, when I said no, she suddenly came up with a treatment plan for my dog, and his eye's fine. And we went back for rechecks. We did exactly what she told us to do. We used the drops exactly. It was 2 drops. We used them exactly the way she said. She didn't know what was wrong with them, by the way. She also doesn't know what's wrong with Mila. I'm just throwing this out there just so you'll understand what I'm saying. So if you'll pray for us, if you're a praying person, we want to do the right thing. But when she said, boom, out of the gate. Now Mila has seen her several times, but this was like boom, out of the gate at this last visit. I can't see behind her eye, this and that, and surgery, and not surgery, but remove her eye. I was like, she also, I think she said that because she said, I don't believe she can see out of that eye. Okay, she's not even sure. She continued to test her in front of me. She's still not sure. Okay, she says, I believe she's not seeing. So I think the reason she said that was, well, she can't see out of the eye anyway, let's just remove it. Okay, that's fine, but I'm figuring the surgery, I didn't even ask her, but I figure it's gonna be another $2,000, and I'm gonna be like, no. So rather than ask her how much, I already knew it was too much, I said no. And because I'm just like, this is awfully sudden. We've just been there 3 months prior, and this was not a thing. And suddenly, all of a sudden, this is a thing. And not even have time to think about it, just we need to do a surgery. So I just said no. So she said, okay, well, come back in 3 months then. So I'm like for recheck. So I said, okay. So I scheduled it. I don't know that I'm doing it. I don't know that I'm going back to her. She has glaucoma in the left eye, which is the good eye. The right eye, we're still putting steroid drops in that eye. She doesn't know if she can see. Honestly, my vet wasn't sure she could see when this all started. I think the specialist said that she could see. She did say she's not in any pain, so I don't really understand what we're even talking about, if I'm being honest. You know, if it's cancer, yes, that's something, you know, obviously something needs to be done at that point. If she could tell me for sure this is cancer, sure, I'll go to my vet, he'll charge me whatever, and he can remove her eye. So I think what I'm gonna do, I made sure he got all the reports sent to him, because apparently somehow when something got mixed up, he wasn't getting the reports. He said, I haven't gotten any reports. So I'm like, okay, I'll try again. So I verified the reports have been sent. So my feeling is, before this 3-month period is up, because I don't really want to upset Mila, she is terrified to go to the vet at this point because of the poking and the prodding and the whatever. I don't think they've done anything to hurt her. I just think it's you know, she's a cat, she doesn't understand. So right now I just want her to, you know, be at home, calm down, stress-free for a while. And toward the 3-month period, then I think I'm gonna take her to my vet, have him look at it. He's got the reports in front of him of what she said, and see what he thinks. He doesn't have the same eye equipment she has, but he's been a vet for like 40 years. He's almost 70. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful Christian man. Love him. He does the best. He treats mine like they're his. So anyway, that's a very long wrap up, but you know, I knew if you cared about the cat, you'd still be here listening. So anyway, thanks for being here. Thank you for praying for us. We do need some wisdom. I appreciate it. It's a kind of a huge decision to decide to remove your cat's eye, whether it's $300 surgery or $2,000 surgery. It's still a huge decision for me personally. So anyway, it's not the end of the world, but I would just like wisdom as to what to do. Thanks for being here. Thanks to Melinda from Melinda Plain and Simple, as always, for the collaboration. And I'll put the playlist in the description box. And we'll see you next time. Love ya. Farm equipment's going by. Love ya. Bye-bye. See you next time.